Welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show, featuring the head coach of the Nicholls State University football team, Charlie Stubbs. Today's program is presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. The Charlie Stubbs Show is also sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. Good afternoon and welcome to the Charlie Stubbs Show presented by State Farm. I'm your host, Mike Wagenheim. In a matchup of two up-and-coming Southland Conference programs, the Nicholls Colonels headed to Beaumont, Texas last Saturday to challenge the Cardinals of Lamar. Nicholls was looking to get back into the league title picture while Lamar was in search of their first conference win after a couple of close calls against nationally ranked teams. There's an old idiom. That's the way the ball bounces. And unfortunately, the way the ball bounced in this one dashed the Colonels' hopes of a comeback win. We're joined now by the head coach of the Colonels, Charlie Stubbs. A valiant effort in the second half, and amazing, just a strong wind can turn things around so quickly.
Yeah, it was a breezy evening up there at Lamar, but again, as you said it very clear, the ball just didn't bounce our way. We had one thing always is that Colonels shouldn't beat the Colonels, and Lamar has a very good team. They've got a very good defense, in particular, ranked very high in the conference. We moved the ball extremely well, but turnovers surfaced, and that caused us major problems. And then again, we didn't get any takeaways from them. They protected the ball very well, so that was really a deciding factor in the game also. But again, we've got to learn to get over the hump. We've got to learn to finish. We got to learn to make those plays in crucial situations, and still playing a lot of new guys now because of all the injuries, but I thought some of them responded pretty well.
The Colonels came into the game ranked number 2 in the Southland in pass defense. It's really been the run that's eaten you up. This game against Lamar, complete reversal.
You're exactly right. We always challenge our guys to stop the run, and I thought that we contained it pretty well in this game. But unfortunately, in the passing game, it wasn't really down the field passes either. It was passes that were really in the short to intermediate range. And again, what really gave them great results is just missed tackles, and we have got to improve in that area.
All right, well, let's take you inside the visitors' locker room. This is Saturday, Provost Humphrey Stadium, prior to kickoff.
Great attitude and effort, okay? And we'll have both of those. Be physical right now. Set the tempo to the game. Set the tempo to the game. Leaders lead. Everybody stay locked in together on the sideline. Know the adjustment. Again, enthusiastic for each other. Positive. Nothing but positive. Let's take it to these guys, get back on that bus, and be back in the hunt. You understand that in the conference?
The Colonels came into this one 4-4 overall, 1-2 in conference, while Lamar sat at 3-5 on the year, an 0-3 mark in league. Nicholls searching for their first ever win in Beaumont. It was a cool, crisp autumn evening in East Texas. Lamar gets a ball first from their own 29. Caleb Berry hits Gratian Gladney over the middle. Gladney goes for 41 yards. He made the most of his first start, leading the team with 7 catches for 107 yards. That would set up Lamar with a 3rd and goal coming at the 1 here. Cardinal freshman sensation Kate Harrington goes left and squeaks in the end zone. Harrington limited to 48 yards on the ground in this one, but still established a new freshman record at Lamar for yards in a season. Late first quarter, still 7-0, and B.J. Lewis lays out Jace Nelson. Lewis finished with 4 tackles. Both teams would punt twice after Harrington's early score. Second quarter, quarterback Toscani Figaro with a pair of big runs on an 8-play, 83-yard drive. He dashes for 19 yards here, plus a flag for a hit out of bounds. Figaro, 17 carries for 103 yards. First and goal at the 6, Russ just clearing Caleb Klein with good blocking, freeing up a patient Dalton Hilliard for the touchdown. Dalton's 4th rushing TD of the season. We're tied at 7 here with 12 minutes left in the half. But some missed tackles, as Coach mentioned, cost the Colonels. Harrington slips away here for a 31-yard touchdown reception. Nicholls entered this game with the league's number 2 pass defense, but Lamar went for 329 through the air. Down 7, Nicholls looking to punch back. Hilliard takes the handoff, and he is gone for 32 yards. Hilliard had a 45-yard run earlier. He ran for a career-high 111 yards in this one on just 12 carries. A sack took the Colonels to the edge of Andrew Dolan's kicking range, but the senior delivering a strong season-high tying 48-yarder to bring Nicholls within 4. But Caleb Berry was on his way to his 3rd 300-yard passing game in 4 weeks. hooks up here with Jordan Edwards, his 22nd touchdown pass of the year, a new Lamar record. Nichols down 21-10 with 5.5 minutes before the break. They need a spark, and they got one. Carrie Fortune, already among the league leaders in kick returns. He takes it at the 6, and just an amazing job juking and jiving, stepping around the defense. Fortune, 94 yards to pay dirt, the first kick return for a score for the Colonels since 2011. Nichols back in it, down by 4. But Lamar takes some momentum back. An 8-play, 55-yard drive. Berry finds Harrington underneath. Harrington scored 4 times in this one as Berry threw for 5 touchdowns. Nichols would turn it over on downs at the Cardinals 30 with $1:25 to go. Lamar able to drive and cash in. Berry to P.J. Henderson on 1st and goal at the 5. Nichols trailing 35-17 at the half. Coach, it seemed like that Carrie Fortune kick return would kind of turn things around. Credit Lamar, though. They took that momentum right back.
They sure did. That was one of the things in the game, is that we would lose momentum, strive to gain it back, and then we'd lose it again. And what I tell them is that what we've got to do, like if we, the kickoff return, it should be a kickoff return. We kick off, have a great special team play. The defense gets out there, a 3 and out. The offense gets it back. We sustain the momentum and keep it. Right there in this game, it was too many ups and downs, and we couldn't sustain it when we did get positive momentum.
And when you get down by a few touchdowns, I think you're forced maybe to go for it on 4th down, when otherwise you would have taken a field goal. And we saw that happen a few times in this one.
Yeah, we were down too much, and field goals, you're not going to win by kicking field goals. So there was a couple times we called some plays in 4th and 2 yards or less, and twice we didn't get it. And, I really know it was there to be had, and we needed to do that again, and so what we got to do is execute in those crucial situations.
And generally speaking, the Colonels have been good on 3rd and 4th downs this year. It just didn't work out in this particular game.
We're statistically, really tops in the conference in 3rd downs. Where I think we're 2nd, and then in 4th downs we're 1st, and again, I don't like going for it on 4th down very much. But again, like I said, we're playing to win the football game, and and I know that the kids want to strive to meet that challenge.
Well, in the locker room here at halftime, Coach Stubbs made one thing very clear. This team was not going to quit fighting.
We're going to find out a whole lot about it. You understand? A whole lot right now. I'm watching everything. I'm watching everything. I'm going to see who packs it in and quits on this team. I'm going to see who tries to destroy this team with their attitudes and poor attitudes. We can get back into this game. It'll be the greatest comeback you've had in a long time. You understand? And I expect it to happen. But I'm watching. We are not going to fall apart as a team. We are not. Hey, Eric, get them together. Let's go, man. Get out there. Let's go.
Not going to let him quit. Each team fails on their first possession. Nichols now with the ball back up after a sack, but Caitlin Henderson delivers to Eric Buchanan, who made a few men miss here. A gain of 45 yards into Cardinal territory. Buchanan entered the weekend as a leading receiver in league games. He had 2 catches for 54 yards in this one. That play set up Andrew Dolan's 23-yard field goal, and with 4 minutes left in the quarter, the Colonels down 35-20. Nichols scored 4 times in the red zone on 6 chances, but only 2 of those were touchdowns. But the Colonels make something happen on special teams again. Mike Henry comes from the left edge and blocks Colin Kaler's punt, and the Colonels starting great field position at the 16-yard line. On 1st and goal at the 2 here, it is Dalton Hilliard. We got ourselves a football game. After this score, it's 35-27. We make our way into the 4th. Nichols most certainly did not quit in this one. Now it's up to the defense. 2nd and 16 here. Great coverage downfield, and Chris Lorden comes up with the sack. 1 of 2 for him on the day. He also forced a fumble. So the Colonels prepare to get the ball back with plenty of time left in a 1-possession game. Kaler punting here, and he's going into a strong win. It winds up being a short 34-yard punt, and it hits the Colonel Xavier Marcus in the back of the leg. Xavier Bethany falls in it for Lamar, and that completely changed the course of the rest of this game. 5 plays later, Cade Harrington getting to the left edge, spins away and lunges for the end zone. It's 42-27 Lamar, and the Colonels just never fully recovered. On their next drive, Toscani Figaro winds up taking a big blow from a Cortland Thompson coming up here, and the ball comes loose. Tyrus McLaughlin would recover, and that would give Lamar the ball at the Nichols 48 with about 12 minutes left to go in this one. That was one of 4 turnovers for the Colonels. 1st and goal at the 18. The Cards run play action. It's Berry to Mike Handy for the score. Handy with 5 catches for 51 yards. Lamar would seal this one for all intents and purposes when McLaughlin picks off Figaro's pass and returns it 56 yards for the touchdown. 4 turnovers, and they all came late. Lamar took full advantage. Nichols fumbled in the red zone after this, and then down big. The Colonels would score in the final minute. Somehow, Toscani Figaro's pass lands in the hands of Xavier Marcus here. His first touchdown of the year, but Nichols falls 56-34. Again, the first half and second half just seem like mirror images.
Yeah, we set goals before the game. We talk about all the key battles that you're going to have, and I kept referring earlier, today is just talking about turnovers and takeaway battles. Again, the offense and special teams have to really take care of the football, and of course the defense and special teams got to get those takeaways. And again, we're not winning those battles. And normally in a game like that, when you get a kickoff return for a touchdown, you block a punt and then give a short field for the offense, they drive down and score. Usually you're on the positive side of the win-loss column with those two great things happening. But the biggest thing, we pointed all that out, and we're going to work hard, and we continue to work hard, but the conference wins are hard to come by. And this is one that slipped through our fingers, and I tell them the losses, the tough ones to handle are the ones like this, is that when you know that you kind of beat yourself. They've got a good football team, but we sure did help them. What you can take a little bit more sometimes is when somebody just totally dominates you, then you know that, hey, I got a lot of work to do. But when you have these kind of miscues happen like that, it's tough to swallow.
Colonels doesn't get any easier from here. 3 ranked teams coming up on the schedule. The good news is every team likes a challenge, and the Colonels have been no different. They've met a few of those challenges this season. The Colonels hit the road again this Saturday, taking on number 6 Sam Houston State. Our coverage begins 2.5 hours before kickoff on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. At 11:30, LA 106.3 Rock Hits Radio brings you the Colonel Insider, and they'll carry the game live. At 1:30, it's the Colonel Countdown on our flagship station, KLRZ 100.3 FM in New Orleans and the Tri-Parishes. Their sister station, KLEB 1600 AM, broadcast to South Lafourche and Grand Isle. They'll begin their coverage at the same time, and both stations will carry that game live. Kickoff for the Colonels and Bearcats is slated for 2 o'clock. We'll be back with a preview of that game, a check around the Southland Conference, and more with head coach Charlie Stubbs in a moment on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's. You're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
We welcome you back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. Last Saturday, 25th-ranked Southeastern Louisiana took the reins as a Southland Conference frontrunner with a convincing win at number 4 McNeese State. It moved the Lions to 4-0 in league play. In other action, number 8 Sam Houston State defeated Stephen F. Austin in a battle of the Piney Woods Shootout in Houston. Northwestern State upset 18th-ranked Central Arkansas in Natchitoches. 2 future Southland opponents also won on Saturday. Incarnate Word rallied at McMurray, while Houston Baptist whooped up on Texas College 49-7. Taking a look at the standings now, Southeastern alone at the top with McNeese and Sam Houston trailing by a game. The Lions moved to number 16 in the Sports Network Top 25. They match up with the Bears this week. This Saturday, Southeastern at Central Arkansas, which got knocked out of the top 25. Stephen F. Austin hosts now number 11 McNeese, and Lamar visits Northwestern State. Up for the Colonels is a matchup at Sam Houston on Saturday. The Bearcats and SFA combined for over 1,200 yards of offense last week. Sam forced 6 turnovers in the game, 5 of them in the fourth quarter. Bearcat quarterback Brian Bell, 19 of 29 for a career-best 339 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was named the Southland Offensive Player of the Week. Sam Houston is ranked 4th nationally in points per game. Coach, I'm sure you've had an opportunity to watch that game between the Cats and the Lumberjacks. That was something else.
Yeah, it was an exciting game, a lot of offense, you know. And then again, what decided the game was the mistakes, you know, with the Bearcats getting 5 turnovers in the fourth quarter. But their attacking style of defense, they play a lot of man coverage. They're going to make you make plays. They don't give you anything. We know that the past from playing them. They're an offense, too, that spreads you out. We're going to have to do a tremendous job of open field tackling out in space because that's what they want to do is get their athletes out there and on an island kind of. So we've got our work cut out. Very good team, confident team, used to winning. So we've got a challenge. But, again, as you mentioned earlier, we're excited about the challenges. We got 3 games against all very good programs down the stretch, and we want to knock our share of them off.
We saw Northwestern State pull off the upset, a team that you beat in week 1. So again, in this league, while it is stacked from top to bottom, any given week, anything can happen.
You're exactly right. And then sometimes the injuries, who comes into the game healthy, and those kind of things. Because again, at this level of football, an injury at the wrong position and, it can really devastate a program. And it's a challenge for us right now. I mean, we've now know that Davin Bovey, who was leading the conference in tackles, he's out for the year, and then, and having surgery soon. And then Ryan Bruno, is having surgery on his foot, one of our starting linebackers. So it just keeps going and going. But with that, opportunity and challenges come. So that's the way we're approaching it. No excuses. It's the next man up mentality, and we'll just keep fighting and clawing.
Coincidentally, you bring that up. Last Saturday, 7 Colonels appeared on the 2-deep roster for the first time all year. With the injuries piling up, the athletic training staff has been earning their pay this year. Amanda Kelly takes us inside the training room, which seemingly becomes more cramped by the day.
Though injuries are common in the game of football, the Colonels have been hit especially hard this year. As the casualties rise, the athletic training staff is perpetually treating the battered players, doing their best to help the Colonels return to full strength and get back in the win column. After junior quarterback Kalen Henderson sustained a lower leg injury during the Western Michigan game in Week 2, the damage seemed as if it could end his season. But after 6 weeks of rigorous recovery, he's made his way back to the field, albeit with some hesitation.
I kind of was a little shell-shocked going into the first 2 drives, just wondering how my injury would hold up when I got hit again, or would I be able to move and escape like I was. But after I took the first couple of hits, I just kind of just rolled with the punches. But, I mean, there's still some kind of nervousness that sets in every time you get ready to go out on the field, because with an injury like that is severe, you don't want to relive that again.
While spending time on the shelf and unable to contribute on the field, the attitudes of the injured players take on added importance. Junior tight end Nick Skelfo was recently confined to the sidelines for 2 weeks.
I mean, you can't be selfish about it because, I mean, obviously you want to play, and I know your teammates want you out there because, I mean, I contribute to the team. I like to think I do a pretty good job out there for these guys. And, I mean, it's tough keeping a good mindset, but, I mean, you have to, because if you don't, your negative mindset spreads out to the other guys, and it might affect their play. So, I mean, you just got to stay positive and just do your job, and that's just cheer on the guys these past 2 weeks, and that's what I've done. And, I mean, they've stepped up. The guys in my position have really stepped up and picked me up when I was down, so I got to be the same for them.
It seems as if there's a revolving door to the training room as players continue to shuffle in and out of rehab and recovery. Head athletic trainer Adam Groh dispenses the best advice he can, serving both as a physical and mental healer.
What I try to do is be realistic with them, say, hey, you're going to have to be out for X amount of time, and it's going to be a tough process. You're not used to feeling like this. A lot of them, they're used to being able to walk just fine, get up and go run when they want to, and when that gets taken away from them, it really weighs on them.
Oh yeah, well, I just always say stay positive. I mean, worst things that can happen. And also just don't try to speed up the recovery time, you know, because the worst thing in the world could happen if you try to get yourself back onto the field too early and then re-injure re-injure the injury, and then it could be worse at this time. So what I would just say is, and that's just go in there, stay with your treatment, stay with your recovery, your rehab process, and just take it one day at a time.
As the season hits the home stretch, it's up to those left standing to take the reins and finish the year strong. They haven't forgotten their brothers on the sidelines, though, and still look to them for inspiration. For the Charlie Stubbs Show, I'm Amanda Kelly.
Hi, my name is Chuck Epela, recruiting coordinator at Nicholls State University. We'd like to give you some recruiting tips that can help you in your recruiting process. Our recruiting tip for today is about official visits. What is an official visit, and what are the requirements needed for an official visit? What is an official visit? An official visit is an on-campus visit by a student athlete where all the expenses are paid for by the university. There are 4 requirements needed prior to taking an official visit. First, the student athlete must provide a transcript to the visiting institution. Secondly, the student athlete must provide a test score that was taken on a national testing date. Thirdly, the student athlete must be placed on the institution's IRL, which stands for Institutional Request List. And lastly, they must be registered with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Hopefully, these recruiting tips can help you in your recruiting process.
Thank you, Coach. There are plenty of ways to keep up to the minute with Nicholls Athletics. Check out all of our social media sites, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. This is the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
And this will be your premium right here.
Sorry to interrupt. I just want to say I combined home and auto with State Farm. Saved $760. Love this guy.
Okay, does it bother anybody else that the mime is talking? Freaky.
Bundle home and auto, and you could save $760.
That's 760 very good reasons to contact your local State Farm agent.
Donnie, I'm in Rouse's at least 3 times a week, and I want the best prices every day.
Come on, Chef. Let's go shopping.
All right. There's got to be at least 1,000 items just on this one aisle.
At Rouse's, we stock more groceries than anyone else.
I can see that. So what's with the tag? Best price every day.
It's the Rouse's guarantee. You're getting our lowest price every day.
So when I see this tag,
you know you don't have to wait for a sale.
I can shop any day
and get our best price every day. Rouse's, you're either local or you're not.
Well, we're all about the people that we care for. Every day we find a way to make your life better. That's what we're here for. Yeah, we're all about the people. We help you take care of yourself. That's what we do. We're here for you with people's health.
Welcome back to the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm. It's time to announce our Rouse's Student Athlete of the Week. You're either local or you're not. Rouse's supermarkets are local. They can be found at rouses.com. This week's winner, senior wide receiver and kick returner Kerry Fortson, who after some close calls this year finally broke loose on a kick return and scored on a 94-yarder Saturday at Lamar. Native of Longview, Texas, averaged almost 43 yards on 4 returns, totaling 171 yards against the Cardinals. He also had a 32-yard reception. In addition, Fortson was named the Southland Conference Special Teams Player of the Week. Let's take a look at what's going on this weekend. The women's soccer team heading to Lake Charles as a number 4 seed in the Southland Tournament. They'll take on Sam Houston State tonight at 7. The volleyball team is at Lamar tonight as well. Tomorrow afternoon, the women's basketball team opens their season hosting Suno at 1 o'clock. The men's hoopsters begin their campaign at Auburn tomorrow night. If the soccer team wins today, they'll face Stephen F. Austin in the semifinals tomorrow evening. On Saturday, volleyball is at Sam Houston, just like the football team. Should the soccer team make it to the Southland Championship, they'll play for the crown on Sunday afternoon. Here with the head coach of the Colonel football team, Charlie Stubbs, heading into the matchup with the Bearcats coming up this Saturday. How has practice gone this week coming off the loss to Lamar?
It's going very well. You know, we're, this time of the season, you know who will hit, you know, so you're able to back off a little bit from the contact. Sure, we work on fundamentals, but we're a little bit bruised up right now, and we're just trying to get guys back. So we're installing the game plan, and things are progressing well, and we have a lot of young men that are redshirted. We have a lot of young men that just aren't quite in the rotation right now. So we have right now about around 110 players on the team. So we're keeping things going, and the scout teams are working hard, and they can see how close we are, because it's one thing in the past, many times in conference games, we haven't been real competitive. But I know that we've been competitive in all the games. And again, if we can just clean some things up, we can get some more conference wins before the end of the season.
You mentioned earlier 7 players appearing on the 2 deep for the first time this year at Lamar. How do you think those players performed?
I thought they did very well. I mean, some of them far exceeded our expectations. They just need more experience, being able to see things out there, especially defensively, be able to recognize things before they happen. But again, there's a lot of promise there. And the one thing about, having the injuries, I guess the other thing is it forces you to play some people that you might still have a few question marks on. And then that will give us some good information as we get ready to go into our recruiting efforts and really finalize what our direction we're going to take there.
You mentioned the injuries, and so you're staying away from contact in practice. How do you work on tackling and things of a physical nature when you're trying to stay away from
Well,
that?
we still have some contact, but we won't take anybody to the ground and things like that. And then also we can work with hand shields and dummies and everything like that to just go and stress the fundamentals. So we continue to work on it. A lot of tackling really is bringing your feet and being, instead of grabbing, because we had numerous times last game we had a few face mask penalties, and that means that we were lunging or out of position and just reaching for it instead of bringing our feet and wrapping up.
All right, Coach, we want to thank you for your time. We wish you the best of luck at Sam Houston coming up on Saturday. We'll talk to you again next Thursday. Again, Sam Houston, Central Arkansas, Southeastern Louisiana, 3 nationally ranked teams. But hey, this is one of the reasons that players come here to Nichols. They want to compete against the best, and I know that's one of your selling points.
You're exactly right. Thank you.
All right, Coach, thanks so much for your time. Folks, want to make sure you know about our official website, GoColonels.com, G-E-A-U-X, GoColonels.com. You can find out all the information you need about Nichols athletics right there. Rosters, biographical information, schedules, results, statistics. It's all there 24 hours a day. Check it out every day. GoColonels.com. That is going to do it for today's program. A reminder, 2 o'clock kickoff for Saturday's game at Sam Houston. Our coverage begins at 11:30 a.m. with a Colonel Insider and continues at 1:30 with the Colonel Countdown on the Colonel Sports Radio Network, presented by your local Super Chevy dealers. For Amanda Kelly, Eric Solberg, Zachary Carlton, and the head coach himself, Charlie Stubbs, I'm Mike Wagenheim. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll talk to you next Thursday afternoon on the Charlie Stubbs Show, presented by State Farm.
The Charlie Stubbs Show has been presented by State Farm. Contact your local State Farm agent today and get to a better state. This show has also been sponsored by Rouse's Supermarkets. You're either local or you're not. And by People's Health, your Medicare health team. This has been a presentation of the Colonel Sports Network.